Hey everyone, so with Echidna being back, this time with probably a better banner somehow, I wanted to do Should You Summon. First of all, we have 4 days like the previous time. I don't know the exact time we had for the first banner, but it was similar to a very short time span that we do with this one. Clearly it's bait, the small lifespan of the banner, how good it is, the fact that it's literally right before anniversary, and also the fact that I think potentially it could leave before the live stream, which is very bad news, because if you're waiting in order to be like a smart player, it leaving before the live stream and before them showing like what the anniversary character could potentially be is really bad, because yeah, obviously you want to know who the character is to see if you want to spend your gems. Either way, I think the banner is still bad. I haven't checked out the rates, so I'm assuming they're the same as last time. Yeah, so I think this is Echidna right here. She has even lower rates than the other featured. But just the thing is that these featured are way better than the previous featured. In the previous banner, we had one really bomb feature, which was the hybrid unit of Spring Anastasia. She's one of the best in the game. She's absolutely phenomenal. But for this one, you have 3 incredible features, them all being pretty like, well, I would not say Kid Ram or Kid Ram, but these two lasting, you know, quite a good amount of time, and like meta wise, just overall they're just really solid units to have in the box. And then Kid Ram's a little newer, so I can't really say they're better, but she is absolutely the best DPS in the game, in my opinion. She's incredible. I don't think their memories came with them. They did. Oh, Jesus. So we have all 3 of their memories. Then we have Idle Memory, we have Roz's, and then we have this one. I don't know what this one does. But yeah, so it's kind of insane. Jesus. Okay, and then I would assume they're not featured. But this memory alongside these 3 are. Jeez, man. So yeah, it's a very tempting banner. I would suggest, if you probably are a newer player, it wouldn't hurt to dip your toes in here, but I wouldn't. Again, you need 50k in total pool or total gems, and in order to even get Echidna. So let me see if can you even get her? Did I pass by her? Yeah, here she is. So she needs 500 tickets, which is equivalent to 50k gems. Normal units only cost 300, which is 30k. Even then, it's a feat that is way too high, in my opinion. The pity system in this game kind of sucks. But yeah, it's way too tough on newer players. Like, even if you did want to, you know, try out and test out the waters in the banner, to get anything worthwhile, you'd have to be playing for way too long that I'd feel comfortable telling you to summon. So yeah, like, this banner is great. I would love to have Echidna in my box because I like her so much, but I'm just afraid that the anniversary character is either going to be insanely good, or, which it should be, or someone really cool. So, or really, you know, top tier waifu, even though we get like a Ram and an Amelia every week. It feels like so. It's kind of hard to come by rare waifus that, you know, you really want, because they're just always in rotation constantly. You know, unless anniversary is like an Elsa or something. So I'm kind of debating. I kind of really want to summon, just to test my luck. I literally just want Echidna once. Like, I don't care how dumb of a play it is. I just want her, because, you know, she's Echidna. I really love Echidna. It sucks because I have this freaking memory gold from going in last time. So if I get that, I'm going to be pretty upset. But yeah, let's just take a look at the characters. We'll do a quick overview. We have Echidna being the first festival unit and the only unit in the game to have 4 skills. Magically attacks a single enemy with 400% power, 100% chance to inflict distraction for 3 turns. Also, the wiki has this new thing where it just tells you things about it. So it says here in this is like base, and then this is the character maxed out. So I don't know why it doesn't pop up here, but you can actually come here, you see the little letters, and it'll tell you like the percentages of what everything does, which is really neat. I don't know why it's not popping up here. But yeah, she applies distraction on her basic, which is pretty solid. Oops. Then we have the skill 2, magically attacks all enemies with 500% power, has a 100% chance of inflicting agility decrease or agility down for 3 turns, increasing their cooldowns by 1 turn and decreasing their action gauge by 30. This is like the big hitter here, but everything else just stacks on with it nicely. The fact that it's AoE, magically attacks all enemies again, another AoE, 4 turn cooldown, 100% chance, or 700% power, 100% chance of inflicting attack down, defense down, recovery seal, buff seal. Then again, we can look at percentages, 50%, 70%. These are always consistent, I believe. So if you ever see, you know, this is 50%, this is always going to be 50% if you ever see it on a different character or anything like that. Then we have the 5 turn cooldown, has a 100% chance to reduce. This is skill 4, by the way. This is the field skill. 100% chance to reduce everyone's action gauge by 200%, completely resetting the field, basically. Remove all buffs from all enemies and allies. Activate field effect that applies debuff chance up, debuff resistance down, and debuff immunity down. So you're not allowed to get debuff immunity to everyone for 3 turns. So basically, you use this to apply whatever strategy you're going for with your certain team. And it's just basically a field resetter, which is pretty cool. I would also suspect a field or a festival unit to be coming with anniversary, so we could potentially be getting another field skill similar to this. Purple. nice explanation. Then we have the other skills: defense 10%, agility 10%, HP 30%. She has a lot of agility based stuff, but she's really there just to increase everyone else's agility. She's just really there to complement. I would really suggest her on a team with Swimsuit Rem. They would combo very well together, and as well as Swimsuit Ram. They just all suit themselves very well. So, I mean, if you want to go for that team, I wouldn't blame you. But again, just we have no idea what anniversary is like, because anniversaries, this is the first time we're ever going to get an anniversary, because this is the first anniversary. So we have no idea what the character is going to look like, what the events are going to look like, what the gem sources are going to look like, what the tickets, potentially free tickets, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, it's hard to see, it's hard to tell and get you ready for what's coming, because we just don't know what's coming. Increases all allies' agility by 10% is their leader skill. This is the only leader skill in the game that does agility related stuff, so that's pretty neat. Then we have our stats, space, max. I like how this is formatted, way better than previous. What is this though? Purple characters. Oh, these are the numbers. So number 1 would be purple, then number 2 would be this one. Okay. Then we have 19k, basically 20k HP. That's pretty nice. Attack is 1k, pretty solid. Defense is okay. Agility isn't great. Is great. I said is great, but it's kind of like the way I pronounced it sounds like I said isn't. Then we have crit rate, standard. Mainly he's just there for her kit and to be a very solid lead and support to really benefit the rest of the team. Great unit to have, again, if you have the swimsuit characters, Rim and Ram. Then we have Kid Ram, one of the best DPS in the game. Single enemy attack with 1k % of power, no cooldown on a basic. This is magic, by the way. So yeah, that's just there. Magically attacks a single enemy with 1600% power, 100% chance of giving yourself agility up, and a crit rate up for 2 turns. Then we have a skill 3, physically attacks all enemies with 700% power and increases self-action gauge by 200 going again, so you can pop off this thing, or this, I guess, if you need it. Then 100% chance to remove 1 buff, inflict 2 damage over times, and then agility down for 2 turns, and reduce enemies' action gauge by 30%. So the action gauge is pretty nice too. If they manage to survive, they're an incredible nuke on the entire team. But then plus, I mean, you're going again for a 2nd turn. It's kind of weird. I would assume this is for everyone, so, since the attack is AoE, so you remove 1 buff from everyone. That's okay. I mean, it's kind of like yikes, but I mean, she's really just there for the damage. She don't need utility. Then we have her bonus skills: attack 40 and agility 10. Jesus Christ. Then we have increase all red allies, attack 35%, pretty standard. Pretty sure Mimi already has the same exact leader skill and she's free. Then we have 12k HP, not the best, but her attack is 1600, so and then her defense is it's kind of underwhelming. Then her agility is pretty solid, nothing too crazy, but it'll allow her to do the job before she gets utterly destroyed. Then we have pretty standard 50 to 120, 20, 35, and yeah, so magical red unit. Then we have Valentine's Day Rem, which is a great unit, withstood the test of time so far. She's got physically attacks a single enemy with 400% power, 100% chance of inflicting damage, defense down. Very nice. I love defense down. Check out the percentage. It's going to be 70. That's why it's so good, because it's 70% of your defense. It's like, why build defense when people can just put that on you? Then we have 3-turn cooldown. Physically attacks a single enemy with 600% power, 100% chance of inflicting charm. Decreases the cooldowns by 1 turn for all allies and gives invincibility for 1 turn. So the invincibility is nice, but this is mainly for the cooldowns and the charm. Unfortunately, it's only single, but she has an AoE here, so it's pretty solid overall. Physically attacks all enemies, 467. That is a very weird number. Power has a 100% chance of inflicting 2 damage over times for 2 turns, and has a 100% chance of inflicting charm. So just another AoE stun, great ability. Her entire kit is really solid overall. I absolutely love this unit. Then we have bonus skills: attack 10%, agility 10%, crit rate 30%. Crit rate, really? I never even paid attention to that. Increases all melee camp allies debuff success rate by 50%. This applies everywhere, so if you're melee camp, yeah, she's a great lead. I use her like almost all the time. Her HP is kind of whatever. Attack's pretty solid. Defense is a little under. Then she has pretty solid agility. Then we have the crit rate bonus from 80%, 120, 20, 35. Her stats are actually kind of underwhelming, but her kit is just so good that like it kind of doesn't matter. Then we have another great unit, Roz. This guy was annoying in PvP for so long. He's got 400% power, physically attacking a single enemy, 100% chance of inflicting attack down for 2 turns. Not as good as defense down, but attack down is pretty okay. Every time the enemy acts 3 times, removes 1 debuff from all allies, then restores 10% of maximum HP. So that's maximum HP, so that's really nice. For all allies, and gives all allies defense up, debuff immunity, and invincibility to all allies for 1 turn. So yeah, that's a very strong passive. Although we do have distraction units a little bit more often now, it's still pretty, passives are still pretty strong and dominant, I would say. Magically attacks a single enemy with 1400% power, has a 100% chance to remove all enemies' buffs, removes all debuffs from self, and recovers 30% of maximum HP. So he can heal himself, which is really nice, and remove all his debuffs. So even if he does have a distraction, if you can get this off, you can potentially get your passive to activate like the next turn or something. Then we have debuff resistance 10%, an HP total of 50%. He has a lot of HP. Then he has an HP leader skill of 35%. Of course, he's a melee camp. He has 20% or 20k HP, 900 attack, 900 defense. This is pretty okay. Agility is a little on the slow side. Mainly, I mean, you want your enemies to be moving, so it doesn't really matter too much with this character, but this can be probably a little problematic if you're running like a speedy team and you want your team to be going. I would say this guy's just nice to have and not really something to build around. Then we have 20, 120, 20, and then 45. So yeah, pretty great units. All of them are still really solid to have in your box. The banner is really good, but again, we have the live stream coming up, which I would suggest waiting for. Also, this memory is an agility memory for magical units, and then if you get it gold, you get a 100% chance of getting invincibility for your first turn. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, so I would really just recommend skipping. I'm probably gonna summon. I don't know the exact times that this banner leaves to the live stream, but I'm gonna have to check it out and see if I want to summon. I'm probably gonna do it off camera too, because 2k gems isn't a lot. But I also want to do like a summoning video for anniversary, because I feel like that'd be really fun to watch. That'd be like just, I mean, who doesn't want to summon for anniversary, you know, of any game? So it's hard to say what I want to do here, but I would suggest skipping. Also, we have one free multi. I forgot to mention we have one free multi. You just basically just do some quests, then you play some PvP. You need 5 runs of PvP, which really sucks because PvP sucks. So you need, and PvP takes the longest time on Earth to recharge for no reason. So you have to be really on the ball for getting these last 2 tickets if you want the full multi, which I'll probably do because it gives you a better chance of getting characters. Because of the last slot, you're guaranteed a character, so it's just like one extra slot that you're guaranteed a character / a chance at, you know, like 3 stars. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. I would again suggest skipping, but it is what it is. I'll let you guys decide for yourselves, and good luck with your summons if you do decide to summon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.